Okie dokie, welcome in, my friends. It is Wednesday, March 19th of 2025. Yesterday, as everybody should know, was a total chop fest. However, I do think there was a good thing to look at. Maybe not a strong lesson, but let's go scroll back to yesterday and take a look here. Now, when we came into the open yesterday, we were talking about if the bears were going to pull the market lower, which they were kind of doing coming into the open. That's that vertical green line right there. That's where the market opened. And we were pulling back coming into the open. And I said, if the market pulls back a little deeper, what we want to see the bulls do is defend this area right here. Somewhere around the previous daily low or our roadmap level at 56.03. And so the market opened yesterday, and you can see where I got in right off the fast moving average. It was a pretty aggressive sell-off. And so big divergence there as we were pushing right into the FMA. I decided to give it a try. It was a more aggressive trade setup, but I thought it was a good bet. And in this case, got a pretty sweet trade. And that's all I had to do for the day. And luckily, when they came all the way down here, and they started to hold right off our roadmap level, the level I warned you about, right? There's that little shaded region that if we were to go to the news report, and I've basically almost every day I feel like I give you a level in the news report, and then it ends up becoming the major high or low, either of the day or of that hour or the afternoon, whatever it happens to be. But just to show you here, I mean, this is not making this crap up. If the market pulled back this morning, ideally the bulls won't let it get much past the previous daily low, IL 56.03, right? So what do you got right there? There's IL 56.03. There's the previous daily low, 55.99. And what happened? We bounced off there. Now, we didn't get very far here. You can see now this is current market price right now. We haven't really gotten very far from there, but that was the very swing low of yesterday. Right? So again, getting short on the way down here was an aggressive situation. You had to just basically ride the back end of the fast moving average. And you can see here on the way down, you had long opportunities right off the roadmap levels, right? This is where we opened. We held the FMA. There was actually a divergence out of the open that I watched. I saw it, and I just thought, I don't want to get too aggressive here. Let's see what happens. For all we know, it'll come right up into 62. And that worked. So right out of the open yesterday, you could have shorted. It was a setup. It was there. We were testing the FMA. We had the divergence. You could have tried that short out of the open, and that was all you had to do, right? Now, I missed that because I didn't want to get too aggressive. And then as it started to get real heavy, my expectation was for the bears to come down to this pocket. Now, they could have come right to the roadmap level here at 47.5. There's 47.5, that incredible level we were looking at from previous days, right? Major swing high of the day. I think that was the high of the day back then. We had 47. And then we had, let's bring this back. We had 47. We had 50% of the day before and the SNR. But on the way down, right to 50% of the previous day. So there was an opportunity there. And there was an opportunity. And look at this. I mean, we're selling off. We open. We're basically at 56.58. We sell off over 30 points. And where do they get their next bounce? Right off the roadmap level, right? So there was a long there. There was even a pretty decent divergence showing its face there as it was testing into the level. So there actually was a pretty good long there. And then arguably the pullback into the 50% level as well. basically a divergence there. So there were some counter trend stuff there because we were selling off into the open. And again, we came down. Now down here, I think this is a really good opportunity to look at our multiple time frame analysis and see why I expected the market to bounce when we came down here. So again, you can see the typical price action from a major low or high in the market. We come right to the roadmap level. It holds it basically to the tick. They peek through it by a little bit. Sometimes it's 3, 4, 5 points. Sometimes it's just a couple ticks through the swing low. Sometimes it's a point or two through. They come down basically to the low the day before, and then that's it. They hold, and then that starts the attempt here to break out. Again, in the overnight, we did technically push higher here, but oh my Lord, where are they having trouble? What do you know? Right off the roadmap level, right? So for the overnight right now, you can see the overnight high, you've had a number of short opportunities last night. Beautiful bearish divergence right off the first test there last night. And then on the second test here, another big bearish divergence. So 2 fades there, but anyway, that is a digression. So what did I see down here yesterday when we were testing into this area, at least when I came to the charts, because I was done. I didn't have to do anything more out of the open. And when they came down into here, there was a long opportunity, but I don't even think I was at the chart at that point, because I took my profit the whole way down and I was happy. I was within here again. Yeah, like I said, you could get a short out right out of the open in the first 5 seconds or within the first 10 minutes here, and you could be done and make a huge, massive trade and be done before the first hour of the open, right? So I was done, but once it came down here, and this was happening somewhere around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I came back, this is what I saw on my 3-minute time frame. So let's kind of put it all together here. We've been looking at these setups for a number of weeks now, probably, at least in these videos I've been uploading. And what did we see here from the major low of the day? There's our roadmap level 03. There's the first bounce, which, like I said, you did have that 512 divergence, but you also had a nice 3-minute bullish potential as we tested. So again, there was a beautiful long opportunity right off the roadmap level with very limited risk. I mean, this came down 1 point through our roadmap level at 03 and then gave you this greater than 10-point bounce, right? So you had a great long opportunity. That's the setup. This is the very level I warned you about on the news report, and when we talked, we were testing it. It's a roadmap level, and we had 3-minute and 512 bullish divergence. Again, basically landing the low of the day. Now, when it kept coming back and testing that level, we continued to get, bring this up. We continued to get very clear bullish divergence patterns. So the first test gave us a beautiful pattern for the first bounce. Second test gave us an even sexier setup, which is that peak below with the bullish divergence for the larger bounce. In this case, didn't quite get very far, although that is, over 25 points to the upside. And then it comes back and we get another bullish divergence off the level, breaking through by, again, maybe 1 point. So another long opportunity. And then another opportunity right there with the bullish divergence off the fourth test of the level. And then that's kind of what was the last test before the bounce. Now, what else was lining up down from yesterday's low? Can anybody take a guess? My 3-minute was there. My 512 on each of these tests gave me a really clear divergence. My 15-minute. So as I get to the charts here by about 1 o'clock, 1:30, this is what I see on my 15-minute time frame. Oh, you son of a... Did not want to change the size of that. This is what I see over here on my 15-minute chart. What kind of pattern are you guys seeing here? First test gave the signal, like the 3-minute, and then they ducked through, gave us the slightly lower low, and there's that peak below and bounce pattern that we talk about. We got an even higher low and an even lower low. And that right there is typically what's giving me a good strong clue for an attempt to break through this previous swing, right? It might not get much past there. They might come right into the first roadmap area, but that is quite clear to me, especially if my 3-minute is in agreement. My 30-minute is also in agreement from that swing. And actually, the 30-minute was not necessarily the sexiest local divergence. But my hourly as well, I guess we can pull that up. My hourly was showing very clear bullish divergence setups from that low as well. So let's bring that over. So I saw all these divergence patterns, and I thought, that looks like we're at the very level I warned you about. I've got my hourly, my 30-minute, okay, fair enough, wasn't showing it. My 15 was, my 3-minute was, my 512 was. So every other time frame outside of the 30 was showing it. And that, again, that pattern right there clued me in for an attempt to actually break out. Now, did we break out so far? No. The market has been a total chop fest. If anyone has been sleeping for the last couple of days, hello. We have FOMC coming up today, which so yesterday maybe more anticipation for the FOMC coming into middle of the week. We have our contract rollover underway and the expiration on Friday. So this type of price action that we got yesterday is what you would about expect when you have this perfect storm of potential choppy conditions, right? When you have FOMC coming up, when you're in the week of contract rollover, this type of choppiness is what you would expect. So, watching this kind of play around yesterday, especially all these back and forth movements, basically from our roadmap level to our roadmap level here, back and forth all day, these type of things are not the type of markets you want to be trading, right? And that's why I didn't trade for the rest of the day. When I got back here around, like I said, somewhere around 1 or 2 o'clock, because I remember seeing all of these tests and all these holds and seeing all the bullish divergence potential on the higher time frames, I just said, you know what, this is not worth trading, right? This is my 512, all of the detail for the whole day up until that 1 or 2 o'clock hour. And I did not want to mess around inside of there. There was no edge to anything. We had good bullish clues, but they were not breaking out. And we kept rejecting right off that roadmap level. So I decided not to trade, and you guys probably should have recognized that when this started to play back and forth. So that was the day, and just look at it. Absolutely nothing going on. And now as we come into the open here this morning, I mean, kind of more of the same, at least so far. We've just kind of expanded the range a little bit, so it's what you would expect given the news and the expiration and the whole environment with that stuff. So that's it for our little review and the lesson. Let's go ahead and jump up to the higher time frames.